Hello everyone, my name is Brandon Jumper from PutThatBack.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at Techland's latest game, Dying Light, for the PS4, Xbox One, and the PC. Now, going into this game, I admittedly wasn't expecting much, seeing as how Dead Island and Down Light Riptide left a lot to be desired, but surprisingly, this game really turned my opinion around. Find out why in this review.
I'm shouting because this fucked up infected motherfucker with guts hanging out of his mouth just spit a bunch of toxic snot at me.
Not a bad reason.
In Dying Light, you play as Crane, a runner/government agent for GRE, a humanitarian group who has sent him into the first outbreak zone to recover documents that may help create a vaccine for this new strand of the rabies virus. In order to do this, Crane has to gain the trust of the people that are still stuck in the first outbreak zone by doing side quests and things of that nature. Unfortunately, not everything is as it seems, as you'll find out later on that the city, as well as his bosses, are hiding a lot of secrets from him. This story is actually a nice change of pace from Techland's previous attempts at a story from Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide, which was really goofy and very stereotypical, and it seems it's been toned to a more serious degree, matching the overall look and feel of the game, and I appreciate it. Now, it's not the best story ever told, but it is entertaining to go through at least once. When it comes to presentation, Dying Light is sort of a mixed bag. In terms of sound, everything from the music to the atmosphere to traveling outside, especially at night, it's very atmospheric, very nice, really fits the game very well. The cutscenes and the dialogue, however, are subpar at best. The only time you actually really notice the cutscenes is when the main character actually gets pissed at something. That's the only time you actually really feel that either they cared about the lines or they cared about the dialogue itself. But other than that, sound was okay. Graphically, this is one of the best looking console games I've played thus far, at least in the next generation, especially when it comes to anything dealing with lighting. I can say, at least for me, that this game has some of the best lighting effects I've ever seen, especially when going through trees, the sunsets, at nighttime with the fires and the street lamps. This game really does nail down lighting. It's really, really nice to look at, especially when you're trying to travel to a safe house and you can see the sun slowly setting. And just it's something that you have to see for yourself. Just trust me when I say this game definitely does lighting correctly, and it really brings a lot to the presentation of the game. The one small graphical issue that I can say in terms of presentation is a small amount of screen tearing on both the Xbox One and the PS4 version. This can be patched out later, but as of now it's just noted that there is a bit of screen tearing for both console versions of the game. And before I forget to mention, there is something that really does mess up the presentation of this game. Within every loading scene, you'll have the main character spit out dialogue that's at the bottom of the loading screen, and this happens every time you load in a game. This is very annoying, and there should be an option to turn this off, especially since there is quite a bit of loading in times whenever you switch into new areas going inside of certain buildings and stuff like that. There's no reason for the character to keep spitting the same dialogue over and over again. Arguably, gameplay is Dying Light's strongest feature. While it is similar to Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide in some aspects, it does enough to make sure it separates itself from its previous entities of this genre. The biggest part of the gameplay changes being the inclusion of parkour. This parkour system allows Crane to be able to run, jump, climb, zipline, and grapple away from zombies, which is very important when you get to the nighttime aspect of this game, which I'll get to in a second. However, in order to be able to do all this cool stuff, you need to upgrade yourself through the 3 skill trees that are available within Dying Light. However, in order to do some of these cool things, you need to upgrade the 3 skill points within Dying Light, this being the ability, the power, and the survival aspects of the game. In order to upgrade these, you need to actually do the activities within the game, such as if you want to have more ability, you need to actually parkour throughout the city. If you want to be stronger against the zombies, you need to actually fight zombies. If you want to be able to craft better at materials, you'll need to actually craft materials. So it's nice to be able to pick which type of character you want to play. You can mix and match, specialize in one area. It's really cool and a really nice addition to the game, and I enjoyed it a lot. Mentioned before, you need to get well acquainted with the parkour system in order to tackle the nighttime of this game. When it turns night, your ability powers are doubled and you actually get experience a lot more faster, and you can find a lot better loot at night. The flip side to this is there's a whole new zombie type that only comes out at night, which will pretty much destroy your face if you let it. Some of the biggest tension moments of this game is trying to find a safe house at night and knowing that my friend's on the other side of the map and I really can't help him because he's being chased down by the zombies that can kill him in 2 hits. This brings a lot to the risk versus reward feature that this game offers. Do you go out at night, level yourself up a lot faster, find better loot, at the risk of running into the zombies that can kill you 1 hit? Or do you play it safe and only venture during the daytime to where you won't run into the hard-hitting zombies, but you won't get as much loot and the materials needed to make some of the better weapons within the game? There is one other mode in Dying Light called Be the Zombie. This allows the player to become the infected and hunt down 4 survivors, where the 4 survivors have to destroy all the hives and make sure that the hunter or the infected cannot respawn and kill them. Now this game mode is interesting, but the matchmaking doesn't work very well, and when it does, the overall gameplay aspect of it seems to be highly unbalanced for the monster, and it's kind of weird to say. And what I mean by that is that whenever you play as the monster, you feel as that you're only monster within the game. There's no real actual small zombies to at least slow down progress or to separate them, giving you a chance to sneak up and kill them off one by one. So you're easily ganged up upon, especially when you have people who have good communication. I think the concept of this mode is good, but the execution still needs to be worked out. There needs to be a few balance adjustments before I could say recommend you play and Be the Zombie mode.
You follow their rules as thoughtlessly as you follow mine, like a good little dog.
Look, we had a deal.
Your people need the antizin.
My final verdict for Dying Light is this. If you have 2 or 3 other friends that you want to play with, just go around having fun, killing zombies, Dying Light is definitely the game for you. It's a lot of fun, definitely worth the $60 price tag, something you can go in, have a lot of fun with, and come out knowing that you spent money on a good game. If you're going to go through the single player, I would wait for a bit of a price drop. It's still good single player wise, but it's highly recommended that you play this with at least 1 or 2 other friends. So that's my review of Dying Light. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, if you want to see more news, reviews, and game related stuff, be sure to check out putthatback.org.